Scruffy, how you doing? Ready for dinner? You're a little quieter tonight. I guess that's okay. So I have, let's see, a fresh can of cat food. I think it's the super supper. And kibble. Okay, so I'll bring it out. Looks like you're ready for dinner. That's Scruffy. Okay. Seemed to get nervous, so he backed away. I'm not sure why. I do this every night. So I actually saw Scruffy when I brought out the water for lunch, and he hissed at me. So go figure. So let's see. Yeah, I had another rough night sleeping. I actually woke up once in the middle of the night with like a panic attack type thing, just kind of a freak out or just heavy breathing and I guess it's not really a panic attack, but yeah, it was, I don't know, yeah. Felt like I was going to stop breathing or something, I don't know. So I have about 2 weeks until my problem becomes final, and I'll have very little hope of fixing it. At that point, lawsuit's probably my only recourse. But I start looking into that a little more, and yeah, I'm worried that the lawsuit might cost me more than what I hope to get back. And there's no guarantee I win, so I could be throwing good money after bad. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. But I'm starting to put out some feelers to see if anyone I know can recommend any lawyers. And, I'm still not sure if I should get the lawyer before or after, but I kind of want to do it before. Just my thinking is if we try to do things beforehand to settle this and it's documented, maybe it'll be a stronger case in litigation saying, hey, we made a good faith effort to try to settle this. They weren't playing ball, so yeah, they deserve to be punished. But yeah, that's me not knowing anything about the legal system, so But whatever the case, I'm still pretty depressed and stressed over the situation. So I'm not doing well right now. So today, I ran a bunch of errands. So I mentioned I've been working on my taxes for several weeks now. Wow, it's climbing up. And so today was the day I was gonna finally mail everything. So last night I finished printing out all the envelopes and pre-filling out the certified mail certificates, and got everything sorted and ready to go. Envelopes lipped. So my plan was to go to the post office, mail off everything, and then go to Costco and get some groceries there. And also, so I bought 2 different versions of TurboTax because I wasn't sure if I had to file something with concerning my parents' estate, basically my dad's stuff, because I had to do that last year, and that was really complicated and expensive, and it was unclear if I had to do it again this year, because technically I didn't close everything. I actually left a bank account open, so because there seemed to be these late things that are trickling in, and I need to be able to cash checks written out to his name, so I needed to keep his bank accounts open, or one bank account open. And anyway, so since that account's open, I'm not sure if I have to file a tax return for him, or for that stuff. So I bought the TurboTax version that handles that stuff, in addition to the normal version, or well, the version I needed, that I knew I needed for my personal stuff. And after doing more reading, it looks like I didn't have to get that version, because I think, if you generate basically less than $600, you don't have to file, from what I could tell. So this actually made 0, so I didn't have anything to actually pay taxes on. Though I think last year I ended up paying taxes on my personal tax return, and it was the informational, I guess, part of the thing I had to file was mostly stating that the taxes were paid on the other thing, but still, here's the paperwork showing that we acknowledge that there was money transacted here and there, and here's more paperwork for you. So anyway, I decided I was going to try to return the TurboTax version of Costco today. I had not opened it, so I figured it should be okay. So I think, they have I think it was a 90-day return policy, so it was well under that. part of me at one point I was thinking I might just file it anyway, just to be sure. But as I got more burned out on my personal tax return, I didn't want to touch it anymore. And I became a little more confident I didn't need to file that extra return. So I'd rather just get the money back. And it actually cost me almost $50 to mail everything at the post office today. So that was actually not cheap. So yeah, getting the money back on the TurboTax pays for all the postage I had to pay today. Oh, that was expensive. Okay, Scruffy, I think you're ready, huh? Okay, I'm done. So let's see, did I see Scruffy today? Yeah, I did. Let's see, did I see him this morning? Yeah, I think I saw him this morning out in the sun in the open part of the deck, and he was grooming, probably sunbathing. He was actually, I think, in the sunlight. So I think that time of day, I think normally I'd see him like on the rocks, not on the deck, but yeah, I think he's been changing his position recently. Like, I haven't seen him on the big table at night, and I haven't seen him on the orange chair in a while. Yeah, I kind of noticed, yeah, Scruffy seems to change his pattern periodically. I read that, yeah, cats do that. Um, Probably more so with feral cats. So I think they change up their patterns, so I guess prey doesn't find them. So they'll constantly change like where they sleep and where they hang out. And I've noticed that over the last year. Scruffy seems to change periodically. So then, let's see, at lunchtime, yeah, I brought out the water. I was going to go run my errands. And he was, I think, sitting... Oh yeah, he was sitting like right kind of in front of the line of sight of the door. He was kind of near the potted plant. And I didn't expect to see him there. I was actually kind of in a hurry. I didn't look out to see if he was out here. I just kind of assumed he wasn't, because or he'd be far out in the deck or something. And he was right there, so I actually stood there, or yeah, I stood there because he was facing, I think, not directly at me, and I was kind of waiting for him to turn his head to notice me because I didn't want to startle him, and I was curious if he would notice me and what he would do if he noticed me and I didn't scare him. So finally he turned his head and he noticed me, and he actually, I think, yeah, took a few steps forward, which surprised me. So I opened the door and slowly, I was trying to bring out his water. When I finally stepped out the door, he hissed at me. And then I think when I crouched down to put the water down, he hissed at me again. It's just water. So I went back inside, and since I was planning to leave, I wasn't planning to stick around. But yeah, he kind of stood his ground as I was closing the blinds, And then just out of curiosity, I think I went to the kitchen window right after, and yeah, right after I had closed the blinds, he had moved to drink the water. So he was waiting for me to go away again. But I was surprised he actually approached in the first place. So kind of mixed signals there. So yeah, they went to the post office, and but yeah, so I was reading about how I should mail these things. I from a previous not hard lesson, but almost hard lesson, I learned that I should be mailing at least certified, because once I sent in a payment for taxes, and the check didn't get cashed for it was over, I think, 6 months, and I was starting to get worried. Uh, so I thought maybe they had lost the check, and I didn't do anything. I didn't mail it certified or anything like that. So I was worried they were going to accuse me of just not filing something and not paying them, and charge me late fees. So fortunately, it turns out no, they were just really slow, and it took them, I think, like 9 months before they cashed the check, because that's how slow they were. So I was fortunately okay. But after that, I decided I'm going to always mail government documents certified. And I also I read on the internet, apparently certified is the only one that actually holds up in court, because there was a case that somebody mailed, I think it was delivery confirmation. It's one of those newer things the post office advertises, and I think they even say, "Oh, you should do this with your tax return." But there was actually a court case. Basically, somebody mailed their stuff. The government lost it. They had the proof saying, "Hey, I got delivery confirmation," and the courts ruled, "Nope, you're out of luck. We rule that they only accept certified, so you're screwed." So that's government for you. So always mail certified. And then the other thing I read today or yesterday was you should also request a return receipt. So I never done that before. So I thought that was just like another thing you'd pay on top of the certified, which you do, but it's actually a completely different form. And so when I went up to the counter, I told them, "Yeah, I have all these things I need to mail certified, and I want to return, and with return receipt." They said, "Oh, you need to fill out this other form. Go back to mine, fill it out." So I had to fill out. So I was mailing 5 different things I had to mail, and so I had to go back in line and fill out 5 more return receipt cards in addition to the certified ones that I already filled out. And then after I was done, finally got another teller, and yeah, they processed everything, so I think I'm good. So yeah, I pre-printed a bunch of labels just so they don't, for my actual mailing, so they don't have to read my handwriting. So I am mostly done with my taxes. So the last thing I'm working on is the estimated payments. I'll move the balls for Scruffy so you can lick the bowl. There's a lot of smear at the bottom. So I was actually just working on the estimated stuff before dinner, and I realized TurboTax screwed up the estimated payments for my state. And actually, before that, I'd actually realized they screwed up my estimated payments for federal, and it was both numbers were way too low. And I discovered that the reason was I presumed, like, when you start setting up the estimated payments, if the value didn't change, you just hit next or whatever. Right, so basically, this is what you did in the last year, and they have a box if for this year. And I assumed if you just left it blank, it would just take the number from last year. But no, actually, it seems not to do that, and so it totally screwed up the calculation. Good thing I caught that. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.